citizenship of Israel?
As far as I know, if someone wants to tell me otherwise, I'm all ears.
1948 up to
Arab Israelis. Arab Israelis, not people on the West Bank.
They were Palestinians. From 1948 up till 1966, why did they choose not to leave?
You have to interview every single one of them and understand.
So the reason why they didn't leave is because they were afraid they would not be allowed back. People that lived on that land, they were under heavy military rule from 1948 up to 1966. And not only that, they kicked them out of their own the original villages to different part of Israel. All right, and they were just like what's happening in checkpoints. There's a military law, by the military rule. They were under heavy military rule. And every aspect of their life was controlled by who? By Israel. What's happening in the West Bank, same concept. And they did this. And it was about 130,000 of them, or 140,000 of them.
Yeah, a little bit more than that. But
yeah. So
they chose to stay. They could have left with the others. They chose to stay.
Yeah, they chose to stay because they were scared that they would not be allowed back. But even after that, according to historians,
I think you're making like a universal proclamation on such a large group of people.
What you just said is problematic, and can I give you an example of why?
Just 1 second, hang on a second. Okay. Just over the 1948.
I don't argue, I don't yell, I talk. So.
1812, yeah, 1812. They was very helpful. Some of the wars, they might not have been as helpful, but yeah, they gave us a bunch of their territory.
Louisiana
they could get.
So did Louisiana purchase as well? So.
Well, yeah, but the others too, so the whole middle of the country used to be the French territory. Like the very first, after they found Newfoundland, or the parts of Acadiana now, in Canada, they had the whole middle of the country basically in the 17th century. And so Louisiana Purchase was last, but they had so St. Louis was a part of their territory. That's why it's named St. Louis. So, yeah. The whole bunch. I can tell you, y'all could probably go on Google and find the map. It's an interesting map to see how the British only had a sliver and the rest of it was France.
Yep. The old Midwest before it expanded. France has been on their America Pill today. They will be playing, a red, white, and blue team.
That's also apropos.
Exactly.
Brotherly love, la fraternité.
Red, white, and blue will be represented today. I will be rooting for them today. It is my patriotic duty as an American, I guess, And as someone who stands against les racistes, okay? Period.
Yeah, you gotta ignore them. I only came in here because I knew y'all was in here talking, or at some point I got a message from Lord because he knew I was happy about the game.
Yeah. But Jesse Marsh was over there talking all that shit. And he the first one out. I'm just glad it's not America. Ooh, praise God. Because I'd have been embarrassed.
Great.
Now I don't have to hold that L.
Who France playing with tonight?
Paraguay.
Oh, okay, that will be easy.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be a layup. But it's going to be a nastier game because of all that.
Population, they were not 20% of the population.
Okay, you know what? So the reason I don't think you should ever make that argument, okay? From one human to another. People can turn around and say, hey, look, guys, you were in Europe forever. You're Europeans, let's be honest.
No, let's not be honest.
Well,
temporarily...
it's not plural, it'll be singular. I'll be honest.
I'm Ashkenazi Jew, and my DNA says Levant. Levant. It says they want at the oldest.
I understand. I'm just gonna finish. You were being persecuted in Europe for so long. Like those Christians, they did not want them there. And it wasn't, it wasn't polite bigotry and racism and anti-Semitism. Like it was abject in your face. And if not for making yourselves economically and sort of politically necessary, I think that they would have done it earlier anyway, but just don't make the argument that if someone stays, it's on them, because you should have left Europe when they threatened to do what they, Hitler, I'm just saying, maybe the genocide wouldn't have taken place if you guys, paid attention to the anti-Semitism, to the threats.
There was no place
the
to go.
violence.
No, there was. Like,
No. Palestine, for 1,400 years, the doors were open. The doors were open. What do you mean? You got anti-Semitism didn't start in the Middle East. Let's be clear, okay? So it's not like you were going to go from Europe to the Middle East and you were going to encounter. No. You guys were cool there. Tribal.
And we were cool in the Polish Empire for the longest of time.
You were. I'm not going to say that word. They didn't want you there. They did not.
They invited us there.
In Europe?
Are you familiar with? No, in the Polish Empire. Are you familiar with?
Europe. Oh, I'm sorry. Did they only die in Poland?
Did you know
The Polish Empire.
we have
Okay, you know what? The Jews, those Jews, they stayed. They chose to stay, right? They chose to stay?
I don't know where.
They chose to stay under belligerent anti-Semitism, threats against them, because they wanted to stay, right? They did. Listen, that's where the money was. They had assimilated to European culture. They are willing to disavow Judaism, but unfortunately, the Europeans said,
They were not willing to.
Yes, they changed their names and everything. Cut the shit. Listen.
No. You know why they changed their name?
No. Hold on.
No. Let me give you the historical.
No, I don't want you. No, that's your record.
They changed their name. No. This is the kings of Eastern Europe, because they needed to tax the people and they needed to create conscription, so they needed last names.
Okay, that's fine. You know what? You didn't change. You didn't change your last name. That's fine. You didn't change it.
Patrilineal.
Yeah.
Our last names were patrilineal. We did
that's
Moshe the son of Jacob, but
I know.
They need.
So
you can't
they
tax
weren't.
that.
They were not changing their Jewish names.
That.
So you're saying that they didn't change their Jewish names to European names?
They were required to by the king, so you can find the decrees. I'm happy to show them to you.
Okay, so
I think the first one was the Austro-Hungarian king,
and
then
okay, that's fine. So you are willing to do whatever the Europeans tell you to do, so you can stay under. Right. So congrats.
Projection says what?
It's a war, so they have to kill children. They have to kill elders.
You gotta abort the children. This was just late-term abortions.
On that note, Jacob, did you know that in the 40s we have actually a Jewish Polish cemetery in Iran, believe it or not, and that happened during the 40s.
Yeah, we talked about that yesterday. I'm well aware of that.
Yeah. So some of them left. I mean,
Very a couple thousand.
We welcome them. You know why? Because we don't have anti-Semitism in Persia at that time. There was, even today, there's no always welcome Jews. Even the Ashkenazi Jew during the.
I'm well aware of it. I know the history.
They wanted to stay, Soren.
Yeah. So I mean, the argument that you understand it, they can throw back the same argument to you. So.
No, I'm just saying all I was disagreeing with was the statement, nothing more.
Right, and I'm just telling you, right, like the logical conclusion. I'm telling you where someone can take it legitimately. That's all I'm saying. And they wouldn't be wrong either. Okay, so we can go genocide for genocide because you guys justify your terrorist nation. So we'll go genocide for genocide. How about that?
Hello?
That will get anyone, anywhere.
Yaakov, I'm Armenian. The way that Turks deny the genocide, they say that it was a war. That's what was happening. That's why they massacred 70% of the Armenian population. That's That's why over a million and a half Armenians were slaughtered, massacred, burnt in barns.
I'm aware of the Armenian genocide.
And I love the
15.
Armenians today because they actually said we don't need the Israeli regime.
We don't need it.
Yeah, exactly. I love that. I mean, they said, so your politics, we don't care whether you accept. You could have accepted a long time ago. I never do it because you want to, be in a rivalry with Turkey. Love the Armenians. Good on.
It's pretty diabolical to use our cause as like a chipping, a bargain, like a bargain chip.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I was surprised when that was announced.
I mean, we're going to be consistent with genocide. I remember Yakov 20 years ago. Iran and Turkey got good relationship. Even in
Iran
and Iran is a Muslim country. Turkey is a Muslim country too. In Iran, Armenians, which is also a big community there, I think it's the 4th of April, sometime in April, I think it was a genocide of the Armenians. They come to street and they protest again in front of the Turkish embassy. Because we recognized a long time ago about the genocide of Armenians. We actually let them in. There was a big Armenian.
I have two friends, Iranian friends that have Persian last names here, and you have an Armenian province.
Yeah, there's a big in Isfahan, we welcome.
Yeah, no, I'm well aware of it.
The Israel, for the political reason, they had to wait till today. And people can see that. We're not dumb. We know why you decided to recognize that genocide. Not you personally, I'm talking about people.
Hello.
Currently supporting
Didn't she
the
just
state
try to
that's
apologize?
committing that, so. If I was, then yeah, the point stands. Because I disagree with any human atrocity. I don't care I don't care if you're blue. I don't care if you believe in.
Do you believe in abortion?
I think humans have a right to life and freedom and safety. And self-determination.
Damn, she believes in Israel.
We agree there completely. Is it the Palestinian Nexus? Is that the article?
The sizes are a lot more reasonable.
I'm saying this, I compared, the pasta, I was like, I got a pasta dish specifically to see the difference, and it was the same size as a pasta dish, as I would get in the U.S. in this particular experiment that I did, and it was two totally different feelings.
It was the same size? Because usually, the pasta in Italy, people get upset over it because they don't understand. To them, it's a course in the meal and not the main course. So
depends on where do you go in Italy.
Yeah,
if you go to a trattoria, it would be bigger. If you go to a Michelin
even in a trattoria, even the small ones, the fact that the tourists go there and order a dish of pasta as a main meal, a lot of them complain because it doesn't come in the sizes that they used to in the West, because it's not the sizes that they get in Italy, because it's part of the meal, not the meal. So, unless if you're saying it wasn't the size, then I don't know.
It was a crazy experience because I was starving and we were staying. It's a crazy story. We were staying on this this communist anarchist compound. So, yeah. So we were in. This is a crazy story. So we were in Rome, and the people who hired us to perform, they had a castle, a medieval castle, which was a community in Rome that they took over. The anarchists took it over in the early 80s, and they're a community, self-contained. They have their own electricity. They grow their own food, everything. So we couldn't. I couldn't stay. We couldn't stay at their compound because it was full. So they got us these hotels, but they would have us at the compound. We'd workshop, perform, whatever, and then we would go back to the hotel at night, and they would feed us from the food that they made on the compound. Anyway, the day that they fed us, they didn't give us that much food, and I didn't want to bother them. So
got back to the hotel, it was nighttime, and I'm like, fuck, I'm starving. Like, what do I do? So I just started walking in the street. I don't know where in Rome I was. It was dark, pitch dark. There was like prostitutes on the street. There was crazy people running around, but I didn't care. I had to find food. And I walked by this place that looked like a house, and then I found out it was really a restaurant. I went in. I'm telling you, Emeralds, they didn't understand a word I said. I didn't understand a word they said, and they said just.
Was it cheap?
Yeah, it was cheap, and they told me to sit down, and they got me. All that I was able to tell them was that I want fish and pasta, and they said, okay, just sit down. And I sat down.
You were in a trattoria, Habibi. But trattorias,
And in the north, there are some of the best food that I've ever had was in those places.
Yeah, luckily because it was I only eat halal, and they weren't halal, so I said they were pressing me to get some kind of protein, so I said just eat fish.
And isn't it like that everywhere you go? That the restaurant, the locals, the one that the locals go to will always be better than the commercial ones.
It was definitely some local shit. There was no tourists there.
it is because trattorias, you would never find, not never. Now a lot of people do that, but you would hardly find any tourists in a trattoria. Because it's literally it's the cheap local, and not even all locals go there because of their self-image in a society. Most of the people would go to a restaurant or a Michelin.
It was not fancy at all, and that's
It will never be fancy. They've been there for generations.
No, but I like that.
Of course, those are the best foods. We used to, my husband and I, every city, because every time we travel, we will always walk around the city and look for those specific places. You will always get the best food when you go to these places.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Can I ask you like a little bit of a personal question? You don't have to answer it.
You can try.
What's your husband's position in terms of everything that is happening? Are you guys like the same on the same?
Yeah.
Does he serve?
No, and I'm not going to continue talking about my family.
Okay.
If you want, I will privately tell you everything, but not in a
No, I'm just kidding. No, I don't really want to ask details, but you both are on the same page, so you have the same position when it comes to.
Which is exactly why I'm very careful.
Salam alaikum, General.
What the
Salam.
Edward's back.
Only General sitting in the room, bro? Like, what the hell is that?
Can you smell the timing? No, because I was in the room earlier, so I just got my salam.
Okay, but was it in the room when you were here?
Salam alaikum
to the room.
Salam alaikum to the room.
No.
Nah, man, it's too late for the salam, bro. Too late.
Why do you say your salam?
Never too late for a salam. Nah, of course. So Amir's room, he's not paying attention, and he has a bunch of designers that are in there talking to themselves. Amir's room. He opened the room. I just went in there. I just got back on. And
what are they doing there? Telegram, I just sent you a link to a Twitter.
Who did? You sent who?
Justice. Oh, you sent me like in my back channels?
No, Telegram.
Let him stream, bro. He can suck my dick, to be honest with you. Let that go on his stream. Keep streaming, Kitover. Keep doing that. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah. The title is interesting. But,
how about you share your, vision with Palestine? I know Palestine might be a little bit, sleepy or busy at this time of the day, but tell him what you think and see if he shares what he shares.
Me?
Yeah, remember earlier?
No, I'm done with that conversation.
Yeah, I
for now.
it's okay.
Don't worry, Edward. I will not fight you anymore. I give you my blessings, Habibi.
No, we talked about it.
At the end of the day, like Edward, you're a Palestinian. It's not like you're from the outside.
Exactly.
I know. It's just definitely. Yeah.
Habibi, as long as you love the resistance, I love you, and no problem.
He doesn't love the resistance. He doesn't.
Yeah. Oh, that's not true. Don't listen to him. That's not true.
No.
The resistance is some of the best of us.
Some of the best of us, they are the best of us. You see, you're not working right now.
What do you mean? You can't say all. You can't say all. I hate this all thing.
I can say all. They are the very best of us.
Hey, Al.
Yeah, Habibi.
What part of Palestine are you from?
I'm from West Bank, from Khalid.
Nice.
You don't have the accent yet.
No, I don't. It only comes when I'm pissed off. I don't know why.
Is it actually?
Like a Jamaican.
I swear to God.
Like a Jamaican.
Like when I'm very, very pissed off or stressed, you would see me talk in Arabic in the Khalili accent without even noticing. Like it's just in my genes that it wake up. But
yeah, don't do that because we kind of want to understand what you're saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. ماشي يا أخي. And where are you from, Justice?
I'm from Gaza.
Have you lived there?
No, I haven't lived there. Actually, my family left in 1948. Well, some of them, not all of them.
الله إن شاء الله حبيبي.
We're from a place. We're from Qada, Gaza, to be specific. Do you know what Qada?
فلاحين يعني.
Yes.
والنعمة.
والنعمة فيك يا حبيبي.
يا الله إن شاء الله سم حبيبي our boys might get you back to Gaza when we kick the colonizers out.
إن شاء الله.
But Edward.
The colonizers, you mean the Arabs?
No. Palestine, I had to come to the phone to see who's saying that.
You mean the Arabs, right?
No.
The Arabs, man. The Arabs and the Muslims.
I mean the Europeans.
All right.
You know, like I'm very racist against Europeans, the whiteys.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Yeah, like they are so like they make me feel that they are not from the Homo sapiens. They are Neanderthals.
But they come from Judea, bro.
When they find it, they can go there.
Yeah, they lived there 3,000 years ago, and now they're just going back to that. So
Okay, Tab, who was your president?
But all of
Who is my?
Did you have a king?
Yeah, I had a president. His name is Sinwar, and he started all of this nonsense that we are living in.
President.
That is King David. King David.
Who the king that nobody ever wrote anything about him historically except
King
the Bible.
David, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't read the Bible. I don't care about it. Like I care about real history, Habibi.
These talking points, man, they're just so tiring, Edward. What do you think? Like,
The more you listen, at first you're like, they're dumb, but then it gets to the point where, they're actually taking them seriously, and it hits you. They take them seriously, and there's nothing behind these talking points. There's nothing behind them.
Yep.
Nothing at all.
Palestine, like when they tell you, oh, King David, you believe also in King David, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I believe in him and the Quran, Habibi, but the Quran...
But in the Quran it says Bani Israel.
I have, yeah, see, the idea is Israel.
It does not say Beni Palestine. No.
Oh,
Okay.
that's
It says Bnei Israel, right?
Yes.
In your book, Israel was the name of Jacob after he beat his God and broke his hip.
Yes. That's right.
But Israel is a
So,
tribe.
and that, no, it's not a tribe.
Anyway, it is the tribe. Israel is the prophet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know. My answer would be I don't know where your God got his ass kicked and his hip broken. When you find that place, you can go and live there. But it's surely not my land.
And there is no proof of the first Israelite kingdom. No archaeological proof.
The only like their claims have nothing. There is no evidence to support their claims whatsoever. They're just making claims based on the religion.
The second kingdom, the Jewish kingdom, is smaller than the West Bank.
Edward,
It's a city-state. Huh?
Do you want to laugh real hard?
Go ahead.
Okay. So in the kings in the Bible that they mentioned that they all knelt to Solomon and David, we have artifacts mentioning the rules, their everything. Okay. The only two people that we don't have any artifacts that they literally existed are David and Solomon.
I thought there were David, the House of David. Nothing.
No, dude, it's a fake one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a fake one.
But this claim, either way, if it existed or didn't exist, doesn't matter. How many, little kingdoms existed in this region over thousands of years? And you pick one of them and say, well, the land belongs to the people that, are not even associated with this kingdom, but follow the same religion. So therefore, it belongs to. This is how you built an entire nation out of these talking points.
That's why I won't laugh. Imagine, they make him look like you rule the whole earth. These kings of the great nations knelt for him. They used to fear him. Blah 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 blah. Any artifact about him? Never. Okay, so he's the king that no one has ever mentioned.
Exactly, and the later kingdom, Judea and Samaria, they're two different. But these were, one was near Jerusalem, Jerusalem and the hills, the surrounding hills area, maybe a little bit further down. And the other one, I don't know where the other one was, but somewhere else.
Edward, you know that there is many theories about the land of the Torah, right?
What? Like what?
Like one of them says that the Torah and all the stories have happened in Ethiopia.
Yeah, I've heard.
And one of them says that it happened in the north of Saudi Arabia.
Yes, I've heard this too.
And one of them says that it happened in Yemen. And one of them says that it happened in Morocco. And one of them says that it happened. Is Mazi still in the room?
Mazi?
Yeah. I'm away from my phone. Okay. And one of them says that it has been on Zagros Mountain, which is in Iran.
You know what's funny? What's crazy? Back in over 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I read, because I like reading science fiction. And the science fiction book I read took place in the Middle East. It was about, some artifact that was found, whatever. I don't remember the whole book now, but part of the story talked about that Jerusalem, or the land of the Jews, was actually in Saudi Arabia. and it was this particular village area of Saudi Arabia, and I read the book and everything, and I went to check this village, and a couple of years previous, the Saudi government bulldozed the entire village and removed everybody from the village. I thought that was really strange.
What year was that?
Late 2000s, late 2000s, I want to say.
Like late 2000s, there were Jews in Saudi Arabia?
No. The book, it's science fiction. It wasn't real. But the book said that Jews, one of the biggest secrets was, Israeli secrets was that the homeland for the Jews is not Israel or Jerusalem. It was actually where David, the kingdom was in this area of Saudi Arabia. And after I read the book, I wanted to just know if the geography was right. If the author used real,
Well, I believe that
terms.
at some point throughout his...
Well, but then when I went to look up the town or the village in Saudi Arabia where the author said the kingdom was, Saudi Arabia destroyed that village a couple of years before, like 2 years prior to when I read the book. I thought that was really, really creepy, really strange.
Maybe Saudis read the book and they were scared that Western colonizers would...
I don't know, that would be a big coincidence. I was like, wait a minute, this is science fiction.
This book also bothered me this house.
Doesn't their expansion include parts of Saudi Arabia?
No, it does. It does include until I think Taiwan.
I don't think their greater Israel is geographic. I think it's economic influence, control. I think.
Wallah, Habibi, control overboard, whatever. They have to go to get every single white European out of my land.
Yeah.
Edward, when you were earlier talking about, that the Palestinians have to demand a state and all that stuff. Like in my head, I'm like, bro, like they're literally expanding in Lebanon. They just started in Syria, and we know what they have planned for Turkey and Egypt. And we also see how weak they're trying to make the Iranians in the region so that they can be very comfortable in what they're doing. So from that point, how do you deal with them, bro? Like, you can't deal with them.
You don't see awareness as a weapon. I see awareness as a weapon.
I'm with you on the awareness part, and we've seen what the awareness.
But part of that is demanding, a Palestinian state, demanding a pathway to, demanding these things, so that we're on the right side of history.
Sure.
But right now, we are the right side of history.
We are worldly. I'm talking about for the world, for the audience. You're doing this also for the audience, not for you, not just for Palestinians. You got to use everything. You got to use the global narrative. You want to use every tool at your disposal. Hamas even said there's a time for violent resistance and there's a time for diplomacy.
Okay.
You don't use just one tool.
Okay, I agree with you, but the thing is, I'm not a Netflix show for them. Like I want to increase the viewing rate. Like for me, I really do believe in what Nizam Banat say. I don't know. Do you know him?
No.
Do you know Nizam Banat?
No, sounds familiar.
Yeah, Nizam Banat.
No, who is he?
Nizam Banat is a Palestinian, let's say, thinker, and he got martyred. The PLO killed him because he started to be very dangerous with what he's saying. Anyway, what he said is, people don't respect the weakling. like the world respects you when you're strong, when you're fighting, and that's why the world right now were respecting you. They did not love you and respect you because you were dying. They respected you. They respected and loved you because there was the red triangle that became a fetish and an icon for everybody in the world. Like, yeah, these are the people that are getting back to these monsters. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, well, that's
As long as you're fighting and you can stand up your ground and fight, the world will be with you.
that red triangle, though, is exactly. I mean, is exactly my position. I mean, Hamas, my position and Hamas's position, I think, are very aligned.
Yeah.
Fight, and then meet your objectives, and then start making demands. And start using diplomacy. Fight, and then diplomacy.
Okay.
And they fought, and now they have to try diplomacy. And if that doesn't work, then we have to fight again.
Okay, that's what we all say, maybe. That you fight and then you do diplomacy to stable to harvest what you have mentally. Okay.
Yeah.
But the problem is in the idea that you were talking about is that you will have to stop resisting the world where you are. You want to listen? You want us to listen to you? Then you have to give up everything.
But you have to, like Hamas. I know, understand that if they are, working on diplomatic solutions, they are not fighting. That they would not. I mean, unless Israel is, of course, attacking them. But you don't fight when you're working on diplomacy. There's an agreement to stop fighting and to start talking, and you take advantage of that. See what you get out of it.
And did the world force Israel to do that?
The what?
Did the world force Israel to do that?
But Israel is also weakened itself by doing what it has done.
Okay.
So.
But my point is, you can't really depend on the world to be your backup, because they will never be your backup.
You can't live in a vacuum. The Palestinians have lived in this vacuum already. It hasn't worked. You can't live in a vacuum. You have to understand the world, understand what the world requires of you as a people.
Okay.
What would make them interested in you? And you have to build your brand around that, just like Hamas did. I mean, they attacked Israel and they came out looking like the heroes. And they are heroes to us, but I'm saying to the world, they're supposed to be terrorists, but they came out, they are the heroes. And why? Because they branded themselves as, so they understood that there's a war on the ground, but the war in cyberspace is just as important. They understood this going in.
Okay, we have no problem in this point, Habibi. The very point is, the world, the ones who are in power, they have, Habibi, investments. They will not sacrifice their investments for your sake. You don't have the millions, the trillions, and the connections and everything that the Zionists have to interest them. So the only people that you are being interested to are the people that have no value. Okay, they are a bunch of peasants, just like me and you. What?
Well, I'm not following. You're talking about like people that are pro-Palestinian now?
Yeah.
No, I think what he's
I think
is the governments are very like their relationships when it comes to what's happening in Palestine includes investments that are worth trillions of dollars. And this could be, for example, the European and how much they invest in Israel, or the trades that they have with Israel, and the biggest is military.
Diamonds, golds.
Yeah, but military
Industry, the stock industry, everything.
Yeah, but that could change. That could change if all these countries shift from these deals with Israel and take it somewhere else.
What happened in South Africa? What happened in South Africa?
You're getting me wrong, Justice Habibi. Justice, what I'm talking about is the private companies, the private agencies that control these industries are Zionists, Habib.
You mean outside of Israel?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are Zionists. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So the Europeans, the Americans, they are not funding Israel because they are cute. No, because it's business to them. They have no business to you. You have no value, no market value.
That's not true. That's not true. I think you've proven that wrong, though. Haven't we proven that wrong over the last years?
No.
I mean, we haven't. No. Is Israel now a pariah state?
No,
haven't countries reduced their trade with Israel?
Habibi, what you're saying is fact and true, but for normal people who doesn't have power, people that doesn't have trillions, people that doesn't have millions, normal people, just like me and you. Yeah, they go out in the streets, they cry, they blah, 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 and that's it.
And they vote.
Do you really believe in voting, for fuck's sake?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Voting does work.
Okay.
I mean, you live in a Western country, you know voting works.
No, that's why I know that it doesn't work.
It does work.
No, it doesn't.
You don't live in a dictatorship.
Okay, so the illusion of freedom is freedom.
Freedom isn't an illusion. It's what you make of freedom. That's where the illusion comes in.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. In Germany, then the normal German has the right to express himself in any way, and he can talk in anything.
Well, what's that got to do with freedom?
If there is no freedom, that's what he's pointing out.
Wait a sec.
Your freedom sounds different than my freedom. I don't believe in people expressing themselves any way they want.
I didn't finish. I'm talking about what's the Western value and what's they say it's freedom. The freedom of speech and the freedom to express yourself. You can talk about Muhammad however you want. You can talk about burn the Quran however you want. No problem. It's freedom of speech, freedom of religion, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, the same government that is voted, quote unquote, wink, wink, by the people, so that the German people are going in rallies for Palestine. They went out, they beat the shit out of them, and they fucked them over, and they oppressed them just like a dictator.
I don't think it's that bad. I mean, I know they're going after Palestinians, but to say that we haven't made progress in the last 3 years and
no, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, Habibi, that we have made progress on the normal human, on the normal being, the one that got his head brainwashed from the news, and we fixed that. Good. No, it's a great accomplishment. You know, like Israel has paid trillions of dollars to advertise for some bullshit, and we have destroyed it. Like, imagine you have destroyed the work of trillions of dollars.
We should use that to our advantage.
You use it by continuing to fight. To fight.
You can't call the resistance the best of us, but the throw them away as if they were the worst of us.
No, I'm not saying throwing them away. That's why I.
When it's time to fight, this is a very important decision. It's not. It's you know.
That's why when I started the whole discussion, and you told me what's your plan, I told you my plan is let the resistance stop. They know the best. You told me no, that's not a plan. I told you this is not plan.
No.
They know what they are doing, and the only solution is to fight.
No, it's not. That's not what the resistance solution is. It's to remove the occupation off of the Palestinian people.
And how do they do that? And how do they do that? By fighting.
No, they do it by other means too. Really? It's not just fighting.
Well, what is
Edward, do you talk Arabic? Maybe it's easier for me to deliver the.
No, English is better.
Okay.
I know what you're saying. Hi, Lula.
Yeah.
Sorry, let me just say hi.
Good evening, gentlemen and general. Hope you're all well.
Got that. Got it.
Hope you're doing all right, everyone. I'm listening, but also watching France versus Paraguay, as I'm sure Justice is too.
I hope Paraguay wins.
Me too. That's exactly what I'm just going, miss France, miss. Anyway,
It's okay.
Yeah, so Habibi Edward, okay. We agree that we have to fight. We agree that we need the plan.
We agree that there is a time to fight. There's also a time not to fight.
Exactly, which is after you fought to cement what you have accomplished through the fight.
Did you ask Edward earlier if he speaks Arabic?
Yeah.
And he said no. That
A little bit. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Move on, Justice. Move on. هاي مشكلة العرب اللي بروحوا يسمعوا
بالضبط. يعني.
You understood that one, Edric?
No, but I'm about to kick you out.
Like Justice imagine that I have to make another Palestinian understand by opening a third language.
Not a second language.
Yeah. You know, a third language because our first language is Arabic, our second language is Chinese. When your father just gave you a slap on your face and tell you, buddy, wake up.
That won't be a language that you would walk away from if you did that to me. He's thinking that I'm not Palestinian. That would be a very dangerous mistake.
I didn't say that. I said